Mount, you know, those sort of players, Kovacic, Barkley, in terms of Newcastle. I represented this. Look at that, man. I look like a different breed to you. I look like I've been hologrammed in, didn't it?
3, 2, 1.
Hi guys, welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. This is the 1 to 11 and looking at the opposition video with me and Lee. We'll be at Chelsea this weekend, Stamford Bridge, for the 3 o'clock kickoff. So if you want to get involved with us, obviously get the fan subscription as well. If you want to get that involved in Facebook, you can actually ring us up. Hopefully not too long.
Yeah, we're going to set up, you can send your videos over. So if you're on my Facebook page, you need to be in desktop mode on your mobile. To do that, we'll have a number shortly as well. We can send you clips in as well, so if you anything about news, reaction, transfers, anything. Yeah, definitely. And the radio show's back on Sunday as well. I'll be presenting. I think Lee's involved. I think Kyle's also involved, is it? Or Paul? Paul, one of them. You'll see. You've got the normal gang basically going to be on this weekend. We'll be after the Man United Liverpool game as well. So we're going to do the 1 to 11 first. Dubravka or Kepa? I think they're similar level, but I think I'll gonna go Martin Dubravka because he's obviously I'm supporting Newcastle. If you mix them around, I don't think either fan would be too disheartened by it. I think we are a similar level, but I'll go with Martin Dubravka for me. You've got to get some team players in this lineup. Yeah, definitely I'll go Martin Dubravka as well. I think Kepa's a very good goalkeeper. I think he will be better than Dubravka, but he is still quite young and still learning the game. So maybe I think he's actually going to be Spain's number 1 now, isn't he? Yeah, because De Gea's
injured, so get your comments below if you agree with that or not. We're going to go 4-3-3. I think the first person we're going to talk about is a right back. DeAndre Yedlin, Javier Manquillo, Emil Kraft don't really give you much confidence, but DeAndre Yedlin actually had a really good game last week against Man United. But I think there's a certain Chelsea player that I think is probably a little bit better than all 3 of them. You've got to pick Cesar Azpilicueta, haven't you? There's no competition, he's miles ahead. I know Reece James, obviously a youngster coming through, but Azpilicueta in his position, no matter where he plays, centre back, left back, right back, he's phenomenal, so he's world class for me. He has to go in that lineup. Yeah, definitely. 2 centre halves. You've got the Chelsea contingent of a Christiansen, a Tomori. I really like Tomori. I think he's Rudiger. I think when he's fit, he's a very, very good centre half. But I really like Tomori. I think he deserves his England call. I think he's just a mountain, to be brutally honest with you. I think he's very, very difficult to shrug off the ball. Scored a fantastic goal against Wolves at Molineux. For me, he's a certainty. Fabian Schär has to get on that side. I think he's the best out of them all. Chelsea aren't blessed. Tomori's probably an up and coming in next year, 2-year 10. He'll be guaranteed. But I would personally go Lejeune and Fabian Schär, but I'll let you have one and I'll have the other. I'll go Tomori. I'll go Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär and Tomori. Do you agree? Get your comments in below. Left back, Jetro Willems, Paul Dummett, Kieran Clark could do a job at left back. I know he's more centre half. Matt Ritchie. Or you've got like some Emerson. It's a weak position, I think, for both sides, because you look at Emerson, Marcus Alonso, they've not really set the world alight, but who's probably the best at the bad bunch? I'd like to have this one, Lee. I think it's got to be Marcus Alonso. Yes, I know he's played for the Mackhams, but scores your goals, gets forward, set pieces, headers. Yeah. Defensively, we could target him, definitely, but I think he's the best of the bad bunch. Marcus Alonso gets in. I think he's a very attacking fullback as well, so I think he might cause problems for Newcastle's right-hand side on Saturday afternoon. Midfield, I think we're both in agreement. I think he's world class, and I think N'Golo Kante walks straight into this team when fit as well. I don't know if he'll be fit. I think he's 50-50, or you said he might be out. I don't think he's going to. WhoScore.com says he's out. There you go. Go on their website and see why. A little plug. We'll both agree on N'Golo Kante coming in. It's got to be. The first midfielder that I want to get into this team is Sean Longstaff. I feel for me, he was excellent against Manchester. I think it's probably the best performance we've seen in a Newcastle shirt. At the minute, you look at the players around him. Mason Mount had a very good start this season. Ross Barkley did well for England the other night. But I think Sean Longstaff, with the age that he's at as well, he's only going to get better than if it's in a Newcastle shirt. So for me, I'm going to pick Sean Longstaff. I'll let you choose the other midfield partner. You've got loads to choose from. You've got Matty Longstaff. You've got, who else? Maybe even Miguel Almiron you could put in there. But for Chelsea, you've got Kovacic. I know he's suspended, but Mason Mount, he has actually been playing centre midfield. So I think he's got to go in there. He started the season fantastically. I personally wouldn't have Longstaff, but you can have that pick. I'd have Jorginho in there. But yeah, Mason Mount, what a start the season he had, and he's probably surprised a lot of people, and now a regular in the England squad. I think it's quite funny that Jorginho's playing well under Lampard, and Sarri, who had him at Napoli, just couldn't seem to get the best out of him at Chelsea. I don't know if it's because it was English football, but just seemed to couldn't get the best out of him. But yeah, Jorginho definitely want to watch this weekend as well. In terms of the 3 going forward, I think, Chelsea going forward are a real danger and a real threat.
And we're both agreeing on Abraham has to be the striker, because Joe Linton hasn't.
Yeah, hasn't set the world alight. Tammy Abraham's, I think if he's not the joint top goal scorer in the Premier League, he'll be there or thereabouts.
Another one who started from the Championship, coming into Chelsea's lineup, being brilliant.
Yeah, he has. And I think he walks in as the main man. And I think Fabian Schär's going to have a bit of a handful this weekend, it has to be said, and maybe Jamal Lascelles might have a difficult game this weekend against the on-form Chelsea striker. In terms of more attacking players on the flanks, is there anybody that you could say from a Newcastle point of view? I don't think Almiron's playing well enough.
I think it's only ASM, saint-maximin might have a chance. I think Willian has to go on that. William's way above technical terms. I think it's
technical terms, but is it the Willian of old?
Nobody's still. You start Newcastle side.
I don't think that's difficult.
So he has to start, didn't he? There's your answer. If it's a combined 11, he would definitely start Newcastle's forward line. So
I'll give you Willian then.
I think you have to pick Willian. Set pieces, technique, probably his pace is still a little bit there. He's probably losing it because now he's 31, 32.
Yeah, he's quite an age now.
But he's still a brilliant technical player. Brilliant. Reminds me as he gets older more and more of Solano.
Yeah, possibly. But I think he had a bit more pace.
Yeah, he's got more pace than Nobby Eye.
For sure. On the other side, I think you've got obviously Alain Saint-Maximin as well, who could definitely, he's worth a mention to say the least. I just think his end product needs to improve, which I think he'll probably admit himself. He's retweeted a couple of our comments on Twitter as well, so it's great to see he's liked them. One of the two. Retweeted, so there you go. That's a good start as well. But unfortunately, I'm going to go Callum Hudson-Odoi. I think for me, this is a young lad I think who's got the potential to be just as good as Eden Hazard. I think if he can really set the world alight in the Premier League, I think that he could be an England international and make over a certain amount of caps. I think he's that good on the ball. I think he frightens the daylights out of defenders. I know he's injured, he's been in and out of the team. I think he played for the 21s through the week as well, so potentially he could start as well, but I think he's one of the players for the future, and I think Chelsea have got an absolute gem there.
I'll let you have it.
I think Callum Hudson-Odoi makes the 1 to 11. I think I made a good case anyway. If you disagree why? Why does an Alain Saint-Maximin, why does a Miguel Almiron or somebody else go in there instead of Callum Hudson-Odoi? Lee, let's just talk about Chelsea.
Okay.
The last 6, it's been pretty good for Frank Lampard. Obviously since that Champions League defeat, it's been pretty comfortable in terms of the Premier League. They beat Lille.
One of the big boys that lost to Liverpool, wasn't it?
Liverpool, I thought they were very, very unlucky to lose against Liverpool. I watched that game before I did the radio show this week. Obviously the radio show's back this week, as we've mentioned, but Chelsea were very, very unlucky not to get a point against probably the team that's going to win the league this season. But I think that the game that you have to look at is probably that Southampton game, just before the international break. I think this came at the wrong time, this international break for Chelsea, because they were kind of starting to get a bit of momentum.
Four in a row, didn't they?
4 in a row. They've beaten the likes of Lille away from home, which is no easy game at all, especially in the Champions League.
But they should be beating Lille. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, possibly, but again, it's
Chelsea.
It's Chelsea, possibly, but Lille are no mugs, and they're a team away from home as well. It's not like Stamford Bridge, so you've got to give them credit on that front. But what about Frank Lampard, Lee? Because there was ums and ahs, or maybe from Chelsea fans say, is it a gamble? Is it too early? It didn't even get Derby promoted.
I think it's a perfect fit. I think you've got a transfer embargo that'll put a lot of managers off because they can't bring in their own players. Chelsea have got like 50, 60 players, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of those lads, 2 of them he's worked with last season as well. And they're flourishing. Look at Tomori, look at Mount, look at Abraham, Reece James as well. And there might be a couple more further on in the season because of injuries might mount up, no pun intended. I think it's a perfect fit. He's a hero, he's the record goal scorer. He's come back to the club, he'll want the job, he would have wanted it, he'd be desperate for it. Almost unlucky to not take Derby up, but I think it's a perfect fit, mate.
Possibly. I think Chelsea will get in the top 4 this season. I think it'll be close. I think Lampard's gaining the respect of the Chelsea players and the Chelsea fans even more as the fact that he's doing a good job as a manager since the Man United 4-0 defeat. I think Chelsea fans are kind of saying, if you can get us in the top 4 with a transfer embargo, let's see what you can do with transfers in August. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Newcastle obviously have got a couple of players who won't be definitely involved in the likes of Isaac Hayden. Matt Ritchie's 50-50, but surely it's got to be the same team against Man United.
I think you kind of change it too much. Maybe Carroll, I would like to see him, because I don't want to say Carroll being a sub all the time, but yeah, Ritchie's not going to be fit, Lejeune and Hayden suspended, so I wouldn't be too surprised, but I wouldn't be disappointed if it is the same 11.
Have we got to look at Chelsea's kind of full-back areas and where we've got a target? I think this is the game. ASM, but Almiron's got He's got to get that hoodoo off his back, hasn't he? The no assists, no goals.
I think Owen's going to be doing a video with Roberto Rojas as well, so keep an eye on that over the week.
Very fascinating.
After the weekend, about no goals, no assists, diving. Got sent off for Paraguay in the international break. It's not great for him at the minute.
But he's got a lot of potential, and I do think that...
How long you wait?
Exactly, but again, I think it'll be good to get a fascinating view from, was it Roberto, is that you pronounce it? Yeah. And it'll be fantastic to see what he thinks, how we can get the best out of Almiron, because when he came under Rafa, it did seem that it was just a matter of time that he was going to score. Now it's kind of dragging on a little bit too much. But let's just see how we get on in terms of attacking at Chelsea as well. Chelsea's biggest threat, would you say it's Tammy Abraham?
It's got to be the front line. Young, Pace, Mount, Hudson-Odoi, Abraham, William would touch upon in that 1-11. You don't want to give any set pieces away. I think the two, if Kant is out, I think that's a benefit for us. WhoScored.com stays out. I think that'll be a plus for the long staffs if they both start. Probably Jorginho's going to sit back, and Barkley, I would imagine, will come in.
Yeah. Last little bit. Steve Bruce. There's no pressure on him to get a win at Chelsea, in my opinion, because I don't think many fans would expect that. But if we can get a point, I think I'll take that right now. Yeah,
you would run it for point, because Chelsea won 4 in a row. We're buoyant because we obviously won here 1-0 against Man United. Can Lightning strike 3 times, the 3 big boys?
Yeah.
So early in the season.
Wouldn't surprise me, to be brutally honest.
It would surprise me still, because we seem to do better against the big boys but lose against the teams around, or draw against them. But I'll still be shocked if we were to win Chelsea. But yeah, I'll take a point, and I think that's a good start going into the next home game.
Prediction?
I've said 1-1 earlier on the week, so I'm going to have to stick to it, otherwise I look stupid on camera.
Do you know us? I think we've all been stupid on camera. I'm going to go Desmond 2-2. So
You'll have to explain that for the younger ones what Desmond is.
Desmond 2-2, there you go.
It means a draw. We've also got Aisha on tomorrow as well, so tune in for that.
Definitely. I'm going to go 2-2. I think it will get a point, but I think it'll be entertaining. I think it'll be end-to-end stuff maybe in the last 10 minutes, but I think Newcastle can possibly nick a point at Stamford Bridge. Get your comments in. How do you think Chelsea are going to line up? How do you think Newcastle are going to line up? And do you agree with mine and Lee's 1-11? Get your thoughts in our comments section. Like and subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV, and we'll see you at Stamford Bridge on Saturday.